Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023 at 5:46 a.m. Eastern Time, USA. I'm Mitch Miller. This is my video journal. Today we're talking about different funds, how to save Social Security, basically. Couldn't we have different funds for different things? Say people don't want to be invested in the stock market with their retirement, their 401k plan. They don't want to invest in supercomputers and artificial intelligence and satellite systems, which all companies are either divested in or use to some degree. They don't want to own computer slaves. They don't want to own people slaves. They can't see through transparency what these companies pay foreign workers. So they just don't want to be part of that. Shouldn't there be another option for people's retirement that is tax-free? You offer tax-free status on income if they invest in these not-so-great companies. So shouldn't there be an alternative? My idea is with the resorts, campgrounds, hotels, real estate basically, right? What if we had a fund where we said, all right, we realize that we're not investing in your American corporations like you want us to, that pay you lobbyist money and pay you into your campaign fund. So here, as a deal to bail out Social Security, we'll pay the full 6.2% Social Security on our retirement income, right? So I make $100,000 a year, or I put $100,000 a year into this retirement fund. I'll pay the 6.2% tax into Social Security. The rest of that, then, because it's a retirement fund, remains tax-free. And we take that money and through transparency and direct democracy, we invest it in campgrounds, resorts, hotels in the United States and abroad, as part of kind of a cohesion of a retirement plan where you can travel to these resorts at a discount in your retirement. That's what the fund and the plan do. And then, of course, like I proposed, you could have exclusivity. If you make more than $400,000 a year as a household, you're not allowed to visit these resorts. Right, individual countries could adopt this policy, and we could get people. It would no longer be cool to make unlimited funds, to make millions and millions of dollars a year. You should try to live comfortably, but you don't have to. Again, it's exclusivity. I want to own the best sports cars, the nicest mansions, so on and so forth. It doesn't have to be that way. It's fine for some people, but anyhow, another fund I thought of to promote small business, and this is just me thinking from my personal experiences as a contractor. If you want to develop people to develop new skills, insurance covers some things, but you could pay, as a community, pay into a learning curve fund where, say a contractor renovates a room, the room's not up to the homeowner's liking, they take reasonable steps to rectify the situation, but the homeowner says, look at this, shows pictures, this is horrible, they didn't really fix what I asked them to fix. That they could apply to the learning curve fund to then pay a different contractor to come in and redo the room because they got kind of got in a bad situation with a contractor. what I'm thinking is contractors learn it. Like I always told the customers, I've never done that before, but I think I can do it, make it look nice. But there could have been a situation where I didn't do a great job, but I was still learning. So it takes the risk off of contractors learning how to develop new skills. And you might get a really good deal on a renovation like a lot of my customers did because they're devaluing their labor because they're learning new skills and they're honest with you. Another example is a new brewery or someone starting to build up a brew pub ruins an entire batch of beer, right? I don't know if the insurance will cover that because it's user error, it's a mistake by the business, but they ruin a whole batch of beer. It's undrinkable, it's not safe to consume. Then that brewery could apply for the learning curve fund to replace the materials and the time lost brewing that beer. So different skills, different people developing different skills. We could have a learning curve fund to promote small businesses developing, to take the pressure off. So if you do make a semi-big mistake, there's a way to rectify that without eating the whole cost of a situation. Alright, the last thing, another thing I'm going to talk about, I have inherited my grandfather's 2000 Ford Explorer. It has some braking issues. The anti-lock brake system engages when you almost come to a stop, so it kind of ratchets out and you kind of go a little bit further than what you were hoping for. The brakes still work, but it's a little bit of a, you got to play the wind on that one. I mean, you got to try to stop a little sooner than what you thought. It's got animal spray painted all over the side of it, silhouettes of animals, because he camouflages guns. He has for many years for turkey hunting and things like that, and he puts little animals on them. So for some reason he spray painted silhouettes of turkeys, deer, and I think bears on different panels of his white Ford Explorer. So that cool. I'll take it and see if I can keep it on the road for another year and show off his art. But I'm appealing to you. I've insured it. It's registered to me. It's at my grandfather's house. If you don't want me driving a car with not great brakes, you could steal my grandfather's car. I'll pay a $250 deductible and probably get around $1,000 back out of it. Could steal this car. It'll be parked down here. The door locks don't work, so we have them jammed or rigged up so that they stay unlocked all the time. And what I'm proposing here is take it and as a feeder program for what I proposed in the Novel Femme Party, where we take older vehicles and make them into electric converted vehicles. So it'd be sweet if someone took my grandfather's car with all the artwork on it, made it an electric vehicle for me, and somewhere down the line showed me that they had converted it and rewired it so that the brakes and everything work into an electric vehicle. And this could be the precursor to a larger program. What I'm proposing here is that we promote this electric conversion program by tagging flood cars, right? We have all these cars in California and the South that get flooded. Let's do a better job, a better program of tagging these cars when they're flooded, tracking them, making sure there's officially reported. So when they're flooded, the insurance company pays out to the homeowner or to the car owner a certain amount of money as a settlement for the car being flooded or underwater. That car's then tracked through a system. The insurance company gets the car if they total it or whatever. However that car changes hands, whether the insurance company tries to sell it up north as a flooded car or whatever, that car is tracked. And if the engine fails, the internal combustion engine fails, or if the electrical system fails, there's another disbursement of money from like a fund or like a insurance type fund for flooded cars that pays for someone to take that car and convert it to electric vehicle, rewire it and convert it to electric vehicle. So that's my idea for yet another fund. I know I have a lot of them going, but it's for flood cars. And then we could work with auto manufacturers to make those conversions a lot easier. They're already doing it. They're putting out the same model car that's electric and gas, so there should get easier. But we could work with companies to do that. So that's my idea. Let's promote small businesses to be able to convert cars to electric, and take the money that's given during a natural disaster and use some of that to earmark it for a conversion to electric vehicles once these cars have been flooded underwater and they're going to fail within 5 years or something like that. The last thing I'll talk about is a robot idea. It plays into the elderly, older people in retirement years, and passing on their stories to others, talking about their lives while they can still remember, still cognitively functioning. It's a robot pub, a robot bar, right? And there's mixed drinks and it all set up through a dispenser. There's beer taps through a dispenser, wine taps through a dispenser, and they have little screens that show what they are, and people order everything off of their phone. They order a glass of red wine. The red wine tap blanks until it's a robotic pub, and elderly, older people run the pub. So they order a glass of red wine on their phone. The red wine thing starts flashing. They put a glass under it. It automatically fills up the proper ounces, and then the bartender takes a glass of red wine. The person holds up their phone showing that they bought red wine, it's paid, and they give it to them. So all the mixology, all the tough work is done for the bartender. The elderly, older people just have to basically set glasses in certain areas and give them to the customer. So this will promote them instead of being distracted by mixing things, by trying to keep everything organized in their minds. They'll be able to focus on talking about their stories. It's to promote social contact and talking. So you know me, I try to think of good ways to incorporate technology into our society. I think this is an interesting way. It's a good use of robots, and it bridges the gap between older people and younger people. A lot of younger people would probably order everything from their phone like that. And it plays into some other ideas I have for restaurants and bars and things like that. Anyhow, I think that's it for me today. I fly to Seattle at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Arrive at 8:30 p.m. Western Time, I guess it is, or Pacific Time. My spouse is going through security right now. She's probably through. So again, I'm going to unplug this phone. This phone will die in the next couple days. My track phone. I will be taking my one of my USB drives with all of these video journals on it with me to my hotel rooms. So hopefully that gets out to a wider audience. I think I have a lot of good ideas on here. I think I have some national security issues that I pointed out, specifically with autonomous and semi-autonomous vehicles, and deepfake videos, and how different groups in different countries could be radicalizing people through their smart TVs and things like that. And we have a way to safeguard against that. If you think about it, if we have encrypted emails going to individual people, then a player that plays it using CGI voices and photographs that were attached to the encrypted email, and people play those on their smart TV, they're then kind of checking the smart TV because it's playing through our universal interview player, and if the smart TV says something weird in the interview, right, the people can say, that was a really strange answer to that question, and they can go back to their email and see the actual encrypted message and what was actually written in the interview, and say, wait a second, that doesn't match. My TV might be infected with something here. That's not what I heard them say on the TV. So it's checks and balances. I'm always thinking of checks and balances. We need to have them. We're entering the modern era. We need to start working on these things. I can be an advisor. I can help do this. I wish someone would hire me so that I can have a viable income that allows me to live comfortably. That's all I'm asking, without struggling, and to be able to invest in my house, invest in nonprofits, and get things rolling. Everything in my house is going to be a model house for a smart home technology. My shed and garage out back will be a mini model house. That's where I'll start, and then invite computer programmers to develop smart home technology in that small house. Same with the campground at Ken's. The model homes will be, so waiting for those computer scientists, but again, I'll try to do it on my own if I can't find them. Alright, thanks for watching, and join me next week sometime when I'm sure I'll come up with other things to talk about. Thanks.